Here we go again. Welcome, everyone, to Inner Mom's Basement. We are back again on the podcast scene again. I am Rage Quit Pat, and I am joined, of course, by Mr. Headshot Dan. How are you, sir?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
So we have a lot to talk about today. I think we have a good amount of discussions to talk about. Mr. Headshot Dan, Operation White Noise is on the horizon for our console owners. I know it's already out on PC, so have you checked out any videos and what do you think so far?
I watched some gameplay of it. That's about it. Oh,
What do you think?
oh, oh no. Well, stop talking so loud.
What?
Stop talking so loud.
Well, I'm not talking so loud. I'm hearing like a echo over myself.
I gotta sign in.
Oh, well, you got used to that to sign in. There you go. That's a little good start. But anyway, let's talk about it. We had three new operators just like last season and a new map. The three new operators are Virgil, I believe, Sophia,
Say Virgil.
isn't it? What is it? How do you pronounce it?
It's
Vigil?
Vigil. Vigil.
Vigil. There you go. Vigil. There you go. I'm still hearing myself echoing, dude.
Nothing I can do about that. You're talking loud.
What do you want me to do? Whisper?
Yeah. Can you just stop talking?
No, because I'm hearing myself echoing, so I'm trying to figure out, like, what do you want me to do? Whisper?
No, just keep talking. You're good.
It's annoying, so I'm hearing myself repeat myself.
Well, then stop listening to it.
Right. Alright. Now we're back to... Let's get back on track. I don't know how to pronounce the other, how do you pronounce the other operator? Doki?
Duka?
How do you pronounce her?
Duka?
What is it?
Duka?
Duka?
Yeah, it's the Zook something something. It's like Duka.
Duca, that's pretty interesting. So there's Duca, there's Vigil, and there is Sophia, which is pretty interesting. Very excited for this, and then also Year 3 also got announced as well, which we'll talk about later. But let's talk about these new operators. Duca is pretty interesting. For the sheer fact, as you could see, she could hack the operators' phones to make them ring. And also could when you kill an operator, she could hack their phones to see where they are on the cameras. So, Dan, what do you think about the new the loadout for Duca?
That just sounds so weird calling it Duka. I'm trying to find out what the real name is, or at least how to pronounce it.
Like what?
Oh, I forgot you're partially deaf. I'm trying to find out what the proper way of saying her name is, because it sounds weird calling it Duka.
Yeah, you look at her loadouts, an MK14. The shotgun is a BOS SG 12.2. The secondary is a C75, and then we have an SMG. And her gadgets are smoke grenades and a claymore, and her speed is 2, and her armor is 2. So the ability is really cool. Again, as we talked about it, she could hack phones, make the defender's phones ring, and when she kills a defender, she could hack the enemy's camera, even Valkyrie cams as well. So that's pretty interesting. You got to wonder for if you're a defender, now do you take out your own cameras? And do you see people using Valkyrie less?
Dockerbie.
That's pretty, you know. But how
Dokabi.
do you feel about that?
Dokabi.
What?
It's her name. Dokabi.
Dokkaebi?
Yeah. Sounds a little weird, but yes, I think she's pretty good character. She could be pretty OP. I don't know. It's. I think it'll be a little bit interesting and to see how the cell phone feature will work, and I think that's something that's gonna piss me off later.
Dokkaebi, I did see on a lot of the videos that she is a little bit OP so far. I heard that MK weapon is pretty nasty. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a single shot.
I don't know. I haven't played.
On the video, yeah, some of the videos I think it might be a single shot, but it is pretty interesting. I'm really looking forward to it on Operation White Nose. So that's the first attacker. There's three operators, and now we're looking at Vigil, who's the defender. He's got a K1A as his primary, same shotgun as Dokita, whatever how to pronounce the name. SMG is a secondary, and a C75 auto as his secondary as well. And his gadgets are barbed wire, impact grenades. His speed is 3, but his armor is a low 1. And his unique ability is electronic cloak to remain undetected. So basically, from what I've seen, is that when you're on he can't be spotted for a short amount of period of time on the drone, but your drone will kind of make a little static sound to it's kind of a static sound to let you know he's nearby. So that's pretty interesting for Vigil. Um, do you think he's more of a roamer, or do you think he's gonna kind of you look at this character more of kind of hanging by the base a little bit more?
Well, Vigil's obviously going to be a roamer character. So, I mean, obviously, what the ability has, I mean, he's made for roaming.
IQ is definitely going to be a lot more useful now as well because he could also be spotted by IQ, correct? Thank goodness. Yeah, it's a lot louder, and I could tell the difference.
All right, so anyways, yeah, Vigil's going to be definitely be a roamer. So it's going to be really cool to see Vigil in action. I mean, Vigil's probably someone I'm not really going to use. I mean, I'm not big in roaming anyways. I'm more of a objective player. But he has a pretty cool gadget where it can be invisible to drones and stuff. And I don't think he's OP either because IQ can detect him. Thatcher's EMP can temporarily disable. Twitch can also disable, but Twitch is gonna be a little bit harder because you actually have to try to guess where the Twitch drone can't see it. But if you hit him, he's still gonna be disabled, and Jackal can still track him. So I don't think he's OP or anything. I think it's pretty good. And pretty good stat. I mean, he could be a good roamer if used right.
Yeah,
And
it seems pretty.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
see
I'm
like
sorry.
Thatcher or anyone gonna be throwing Thatch grenades in random rooms to try to find him either. So I don't think they're gonna waste that kind of a Thatcher. So I don't think Thatcher's gonna be a really big problem versus Vigil. But I think he's pretty good.
What I like about Rainbow Six lately, what they've done with this season as opposed to kind of last season, is that there's a good balance with these DLC characters. I don't know if you agree with me, just like you pointed out. With Vigil, Jackal could still track him. Twitch could still kind of zap him, still in the room. So there's a good balance, and you kind of look at the characters from year one. Blackbeard, there really wasn't a good balance. It's because his shield was OP. They had to nerf his shield to finally kind of balance him out. Frost, um, the balance was, you kind of had to make, look out for the welcome mats, and then you look at, the last DLC with Ella and Legion. If you have like Thatcher or Twitch and IQ, they could take those out. So it was a good balance with those characters. I don't know if you agree with me. I mean, and then you have Ying. Her flashbangs, actually, if you look away from him and you look at the wall, you won't get flashbangs. So it's a good balance. Do you agree with me that there's been a good balance with these DLC characters in season two as opposed to the season one characters that were released?
Yeah, I think there's some pretty good balance, and they did a lot of changing regardless if they to help it balance even more. So I think they do a pretty good job with the character balance.
And do you see yourself? I always ask this question. Do you see yourself? I know you kind of main one guy usually. Do you kind of see yourself either trying these characters, maybe sticking? Because I know you use Ying a lot. Ying, you were a big fan of this season. Legion, not so much. Do you see yourself using any of these characters?
As far as the new characters go, I guess that's gonna be the next operator we talk about. She's gonna be my new main.
Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this new character, but and not none of the South Korea characters you see yourself using.
Maybe Dokaba once in a while, just to see how
Yep.
she rolls. But I guess that's she's the only one. I wouldn't probably touch visual, probably once or twice just to see how he plays out. But I have no interest, really.
And I see why you probably want to use this next operators because you do use Ella a lot. We have Zofia, who is her sister. As her primary weapon, she's got an LMG E. That that gun looks nasty. An M762, which also kind of looks like an LMG.
Oh yeah,
Her sec
and
her
just
secondary is the what?
just to clarify, that shotgun that you were asking is it's a the gun only holds 2 shots, so it holds 2 shots before you have to reload. So it's most likely going to be a single shot.
Okay. And then we have the secondary in RG15, which I believe is the same secondary that Ella uses.
Sisters, yes sir.
Yep. And then she comes with a breach charge and a claymore. That's really interesting. You don't see too many characters besides like Thatcher and Twitch with that gadget. And then speed medium and armor medium. So a good one for. I mean, this is a good one. And then you read supposedly that she can't get hit by elemines.
Nope, she cannot be hit by elo mines.
Wow, sisters, kind of protecting each other. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, this character, I definitely always try out the new characters, and I kind of Legion has been a big main of mine from last season. So I wonder which one of these characters will be my main. And I know you said that you're going to be using her a lot.
Sophia.
So you definitely see yourself using Sophia a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sophia
Polish op-
she is the new Ash. She's going to be the one to replace Ash. So I could definitely see myself playing as her.
But her other, besides her concussion grenade, which is basically an Ash shooting concussion mines, can her explosive
Her impact
shoot out
grenades
any her
work.
impacts? Is it just
It works just like Ash in a way. You shoot at the walls and it blows up, or you can use it as a nuke to shoot at a player. It does more damage. It does I think the same impact amount of damage as a regular impact does. So I think it's like 50.
the real question I ask you is, so you said she's gonna replace Ash, but is her hitbox gonna be as annoying as Ash, or is it gonna be not as bad as Ash's hitbox?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Because I mean, everyone knows how bad Ash's hitbox is, and that's why everyone uses her. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, like you said, it's just like Ash, the concussion grenades, which are almost kind of like a Ying, except you don't have to throw them. Ying was more of a fuse a little bit, except Ying could move a lot faster than fuse. So I mean, yeah, a little interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting
The good thing
for this
about
character.
her concussion grenades, if you shoot into a room and it goes off
Yep.
instantly,
So as we wind down,
okay.
this is the final season of this year.
I was literally explaining her concussion grenade abilities.
I see. I'm sorry. I literally got confused with the background noise again. So go ahead.
There is no background noise.
No, go ahead. Just go.
So as I was saying, the concussion grenade, if it goes off instantly as you shoot it, that means someone's close by. But if it rolls around for a couple seconds, that means there's no one nearby. So it's a good thing to check out when you're playing as her.
So as we look back at let's take a look back at the at season two. Um, of all, actually, no, we never talked about season one and two operators. Which ones were our favorite? Um, is that something you want to discuss? Which ones have been our favorite so far as we wind down season two and season three has been announced, which again we're going to talk about. But you want to talk about that?
All right. Yeah. Sure.
All right. So let's take a look at give me 1 second, because I remember season one DLC. All right, let's go down. Season one was always interesting, so let's take a look at this. Season one we never really were too excited about, but I remember season 1 when the Brazilian DLC came out. That's when Rainbow Six Siege really started picking off. So here's the I remember the first operators that were ever released were Buck and Frost out of and then we go
Canada,
down to the next one. Then we have Blackbeard and Valkyrie. Then we have
Seals,
Capital and Kavira,
Brazil,
a- and then Habana and Echo closed out
Japan.
season 1. So out of all those operators, Headshot Dan, which one would you say was your favorite out of all of them? Attack
Uh,
and defenders.
I don't know because I used to use Echo a lot, and I do get some pretty sweet kills with Frost. Also, I guess the two defenders I use the most, and I guess Habana would probably be my attacker for sure.
Who would your defender be?
I was between Echo and Frost, but I can't make that decision.
I can't make the decision. I would say, as attacker, I when Capital first came out, his gun was amazing. I mean, his gun still is fantastic. I love Capital's gun. Habana definitely is also really good. I just wish she had more magazine in her clip. Um, if I had to pick out the two, I would say Habana, and then defender, I would definitely say Cavi. Um, even though there was a point in time where I mained Valkyrie a lot, I would say Kavira though is my favorite out of that season 1 DLC. I can't pick a map that was good because I hated all the maps in season 1. Did you like any of the maps in the season 1 DLC?
I don't even remember what the maps were.
There was Yacht,
Your favorite?
Border, Favela, and the skyscraper one.
Oh, in the
Is there any,
college.
well, that one's off. That was none. That was just
I don't know. House is
that.
still my favorite.
No, no, I know that, but I meant like out of DLC maps.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, they were all pretty terrible. Now we're on season 2 operators. We can't really pick yet because the final batch hasn't come out yet. But season 2 was Jackal or Yackle as yeah Jackal and Mira.
Spain.
Um, then they had Operation Health, which I thought was a complete disaster, but who knows? Then we had Ying, Legion, and Ella.
Hong
And
Kong.
now, of course, we have. How do you pronounce her name, Dan? You pronounced her name good.
Sophia.
No, the other one, Dakita, whatever, whatever.
Oh, Dukaba. Man,
Jujutsuba.
I can't pronounce it anymore.
There's Jukaba and
Dokkaebi.
um,
Dokubi.
Dokkaebi.
Dokubi. Um, I already forgot the other operator.
Vigil.
Vigil, and Zofia. So those are the final operators. We won't have a choice yet, but let's jump on to the announcement of season 3. Dan, were you shocked of an announcement of season 3, or you kind of saw this coming by the way Rainbow Six Siege has been
Uh,
progressing in the way that Ubisoft still supports it?
Come on. We all knew there was gonna be a season 3. This game is still growing. I'm excited for season 3, very much so. I was pretty shocked, but I still need to see what we're getting. I want to see more operators. What else can you do with operators? Like, what more abilities can you do?
Are you nervous though? Is there any way that you're nervous about maybe again like you just mentioned that what more can you do with operators that they're going to run out of ideas and it's going to kind of be like Zofia almost where it's kind of like an upgraded Ash almost basically, or are you nervous that they're going to be making like OP characters to the point where not the game's unplayable but gets annoying?
I don't, no, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I think it'll do just fine. I'm just still curious on what they're gonna do. You guys still got the French operators, Italian, the British operators. So I'm kind of curious on what kind of they could do with all that. Just more or less the Italian operators.
And what about the rumor of Operation Outbreak with the Mexico operators? It's players of 3, I mean, they didn't really say much. All they said was that it's going to be like a month. It was like a 3 week or a month long DLC.
Yeah, it's quarantine and biohazard. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Uh, I don't know. It kind of sounds weird because it's everything has a zombie mode now, pretty much. So I'm kind of curious on what they're gonna do differently versus other games and how they're gonna do it differently.
We could definitely beat these guys too. By the way, headshot Dan.
I'm pretty excited. What be who?
These guys, the pro league players that are on video
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, we could beat them.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm really excited to see how they're gonna do this quarantine type of thing.
Data.
Yeah, one day, all right.
Yeah.
We'll get paid to play.
I'm excited for that I mean, I wonder. And then also they talked about they're going to be adjusting some maps. You said they announced what maps they were going to be fixing up.
Yeah, they said they're gonna yacht and house. I believe that two of them that they confirmed, but they didn't really give much about what they're gonna do or when it was gonna be released or what other maps are involved. So it's a little scary. I don't want to see yacht. I don't give a shit about yacht.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah, Yacht was. I mean, when they say you fix them up, do you think they'll be adding like? Do you think they'll be cutting off some part of the map, extending it? Like, what do you think? What do you think the
No,
idea?
I don't think they will do anything like that. I think what they will do is, of course, they'll try to add more elements to block spawn peeking. And I mean that's really a bunch of it. Maybe some texture upgrades, maybe some room design upgrades with the walls. Now that we have the newer walls, uh, maybe because you know how the newer maps have the upgraded walls, the double-sided walls. Maybe they're gonna be doing that to the newer maps. So maybe I don't know. I guess
Do you think they kind of eliminate the wall bangs a little bit?
wall bangs, probably. I think they're just gonna upgrade some of the textures and help with the spawn peaks. But I don't think they're gonna do anything like drastic.
Yeah.
I just want house back.
Yeah, I mean you said that's the one of the maps they said they're gonna fix up, right?
Uh, well, that's what they said. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
What I'm really wondering is with this next DLC about to drop for console. I didn't read too much of it on YouTube. Did you see if they added any maps to ranked, or they kind of kept it the same with just the addition of the new map?
Uh, I think they released the new map wave. Man, I can't remember what it was. I think they released the new season. What season's coming up?
Season 4.
Season 4. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I think they already said what they were gonna rate it. I mean, bring into it, but I can't quite remember what it was.
Okay. Because I mean, do you remember that one time we were playing and we got the same map 3 times in a row?
It was aggravating as hell.
And the thing that was funny is we lost to it twice, but won the we won the last time.
How stupid. Ugh, man. Ugh. Yeah, I can't find season 4 map rotation. Only season 3.
Well, hopefully they add some of the old maps that I missed because I forgot that we played all those maps. Like it was crazy. Like when we were playing casual, we were playing all those maps that we haven't played in a while. Like it was like my God, man, we really haven't played this map in that long.
Yeah, I mean, they took so many maps out, and before I can really even think about it, when we played casual a couple times, like, oh shit, dude, there's actually so many more maps that aren't even in the game anymore that I kind of hated, but I kind of missed at the same time.
Yeah, I know exactly. There was the remember the map with the two buildings? I forgot what that one was called. I actually enjoyed that map. I saw the map where it was the secure area was in the sailboats. Do you know what map I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That map I actually kind of miss. House I miss, of course. That map I always found fun. Favela, I definitely could do without if I didn't care about that. Yeah, I really didn't care, but they really took out a lot of maps, and I had fun on a lot of those. So hopefully, excuse me, they bring some of those back.
I certainly hope so. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think they've said much about what maps they're bringing back because I can't find anything on them.
And do you kind of think the outbreak mode? Do you kind of think that's going to be kind of like a Left 4 Dead type thing where a lot of zombies rush at you, or like because Ubisoft, have they ever done any zombie modes in any of their games? I don't think so. Like like what do you
From what I recall, no, they haven't.
what do you think? What kind of direction? Because it's only 3 players, which I'm really surprised. It's So what do you think? How do you think that all plays out? And it's apparently it's only Mexico operators, so I'm sure they're gonna have like their disadvantages and advantages. Or do you think we're gonna be defending? Like what do you predict the gameplay being? Do you predict like 2 types of gameplays where we're gonna be rescuing hostages, or do you see like us defending hostages? Like how do you think that? What do you predict the gameplay is gonna pan out?
Well, um, I hope it's not a different kind of a terror song because that would be pretty lame, in
Oh,
my
that
opinion.
would be absolutely.
If it's like I don't think it'll involve any kind of hostage. Like if they're gonna go like quarantine, like aliens or zombies type of thing, then I guess I would assume maybe it's gonna be waves or like since it's gonna be a special map apparently for it, maybe it's gonna be we gotta do these objectives at the house while trying to survive this quarantine. Maybe something along those lines. But I'm kind of curious on what they're gonna do, and it's kind of frightening at the same time because if it's just another version of a terrorist one, that's gonna be like a major letdown.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big letdown because the terrorist hunt, I mean, definitely kind of got stale after a while, especially if you're not playing in the hardest difficulty. So I wonder on this one if you have to play in the hardest difficulty to actually get something out of it. Because terrorist hunt, if you play on normal, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you like it to be kind of like a Left 4 Dead, like you compare it to other zombie games? Would you like it to be like more like a Left 4 Dead, more like Call of Duty zombies? Like what kind of zombie
Well,
mode would we?
Left 4 Dead was my favorite zombie game, period. So if it's something more like a Left 4 Dead, then I'll be like super excited for that. Because Left 4 Dead is literally the best zombie game.
It's up there. As far as zombie games go, Left 4 Dead is definitely up there. No doubt about that. So I mean, we're looking for season two's coming to an end. You think you're gonna be playing as Zophie a lot?
Yep, Sophie for sure, 100%.
You think you're gonna? What about Defender? You think you're gonna try a new Defender or?
Like I said, I will try
Dokkaebi.
Dokkaebi. I'll try Dokkaebi. I'll definitely try all the new operators. So it could be visual. I'll definitely try them both and see if I like him. Who knows? I never thought I'd be going in there. I thought I would never like Jackal, but Jackal is pretty good. I mean, I don't use
Jackal is
him,
very good.
but
Jackal, I love Jackal.
yeah, but he's pretty good. So I might go into these operators having a bad taste in my mouth, but and then I'd be like, oh shit, I actually like Dolkaby. I actually like Visual, but definitely Dolkaby over Visual for sure.
Okay. Let's move on. That's our Rainbow Six discussion. Again, looking forward to. It comes out December 5th, right, for consoles
Yes,
this
sir.
week.
December 5th.
Okay, for consoles, it's already out on PC, but definitely for consoles, December 5th. Looking forward to it. I wonder how big of an install it's going to be because the last one was a pretty big install. Let's move on to our first time ever doing something like this, and it's like, this is going to be our discussion topic. We're going to try to do these every time we do a podcast going forward, but this is going to be very interesting. Um, Huge fiasco. A lot of fiasco that happened with the release of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Um, Also, another petition people are trying to get people to sign, which is the FIFA Ultimate Team. They're trying to take out the pay to win. We know Madden's been doing it for a while. It's been going on in a lot of EA games, but Battlefront 2 it picked on major. As we know, recently I just sent you an article that EA lost $3.1 billion in give me one second. Let me get the exact thing I sent you. Uh, where is it? Did I lose it, sir?
It should be in a Facebook message.
I don't know. Sometimes it goes away, but I'll get it. And there's another group chat I sent it to. Um, in stock, $3.1 billion in stock after this whole fiasco of the pay-to-win model. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. I know a lot of people have talked about it, but we haven't. Let's backtrack. Battlefront 2 comes out. It looked good upon release. Now, before you heard about the whole pay-to-win motto, Dan, how did you feel about this game when you played beta? You saw videos on it. What was your first touch on it? Because I thought this game, I was telling people, get this game. It's been improved. The gameplay is awesome. The new maps, the heroes, everything's been improved. And then, I mean, but let me let you talk. How did you feel about this game?
This game was a lot of fun. When I played it, everything seemed pretty good. I mean, then again, you're playing a beta or an alpha game. You're not gonna see everything behind the scenes until the full game comes out. So, I wouldn't expect, EA to do something like pay to win like that, and especially to harsh the people, have to pay money to upgrade characters or play 40 hours to unlock one character, and then nerf your credit intake. And I mean, I wouldn't have expected that coming from EA. But when I first played it, I loved it. I loved it a lot, and I told people to pick it up too. So it was kind of upsetting.
We take a look at this game from the ground up, and the mistakes that they made from 2 years ago with Battlefront 1, where they basically made a half a game and priced it at $60. That was already the first slap in the face. Now the double slap in the face with the consumers was the loot box progression system is absolutely terrible. Now, I didn't mind it at first, but as you dive deeper in the game, as you mentioned, for characters like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, you literally have to play 40 hours to unlock them. That's a little ridiculous. Or you could just pay this money. And what also got ridiculous was the fact that even when you did pay to win, let's say I looked at all these other videos. Let's say you paid $100, you were still nowhere near done. You weren't even halfway done getting like all the cards, the upgrades, and it was just so mind-boggling. I don't know if you've dived into the card system, but you also got to upgrade. You got to like get all these upgrade craft things and upgrade to get them higher. Like, did you dive into this fiasco a little bit more?
Yeah, I've been upgrading my characters, so I've been playing around with the card system a lot. It's a little confusing at first, but at the end, it makes sense on what you have to do. And now it's not terrible, so I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a big mistake again on EA's part. I know, again, I don't agree with the whole loot boxing upgrade system. If you're gonna have loot boxes, all right, whatever. It's cool to have skins and whatnot. That's not a big deal. I know Call of Duty has that with the boxes, and they have like skins and armor, like things that customize your character. That's one thing. That's not a big deal. That no one cares about that. But to the point to where even if I get if I get a trooper pack, I'll get like a heavy trooper card, and I don't use heavy. So now I just wasted my credits on something I'm not going to use, and I get like pointless emotes. So that's where I disagree with you on the whole loot boxing. I think it's garbage. The pay to win was absolutely terrible. I couldn't believe that EA went that low. But we talked about in the other game, FIFA has it. Do you agree with it in FIFA Ultimate Team? Do you like Ultimate Team?
Well, before you talk about FIFA, uh, if you bought a pack in the Star Wars and expected all assaults, then you know how easy it is going to be to max out your character, and no one wants to be upgraded to max level that quick. You're still going to want a challenge.
I know. I don't disagree with you there, absolutely. But what I agree on is what Call of Duty's doing with their loot boxes. It's just, all right, here's a weapons attachment, here's a calling card, here's something to customize your character. That is fine with loot boxes, but for the point that I have to play constant hours to progress and progress and progress, to me it's a little ridiculous.
Well, welcome to the MMO life.
That's different. That's an MMO.
And this is an MMO.
No, it's not.
It's a mass
Not.
multiplayer online.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Battlefront is not MMO.
It is
No,
an
it's not.
MMO.
The Old Republic is an MMO.
This falls under
Battlefront,
MMO.
no, it's not an MMO. This game is This game is an arcade shooter at best. There's no way that this is an MMO. We're not in a lobby with other people roaming around, like going to this guy buying different weapons. No, it's an arcade shooter.
Okay,
I disagree with you on that one.
that's fine.
That's why we're having our new topic now. This is good. Let's keep going. Why are you stopping? Come on. Go ahead, talk about FIFA. I brought up FIFA. Let's go.
And there's no reason to bring up FIFA because paid actions are one of the biggest things at FIFA since the first FIFA came out. Everyone buys packs on FIFA. Why is it such a big deal now? Because Star Wars made a fuck up, so now they're gonna bring it to every game that EA has. Dude, FIFA's been doing paid packs for ages,
I know,
and
Madden
it's never
has
been a
too.
problem now.
Madden, like I
Now it's
said,
a problem.
Madden is too. But like I'm saying, now that EA has been busted with this crap, and they haven't even said that they've only temporarily suspended it. So they might even come back. They might even turn it back on. So I mean, what do you think will happen if they turn this back on? Do you think the players will lose that many players to the point where it wouldn't even be that big of a deal? Or do you think they're just waiting till everything just cools down?
Well, if they put it on now, it's too late. They already got your money, so they already won, and and it, maybe EA will turn it back on, but do it differently. Maybe paid pack. You could buy whatever the currency's called and use it, and you maybe open up pay crates only, which maybe are just skins, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something a little bit different that doesn't involve upgrading your character. So I mean, they haven't spoken anything about it yet, but I don't think they'll make that mistake twice. And if they do, it's shame on them.
But then, as a competitive gamer like yourself, I know you're competitive. You are very competitive. Do you don't doesn't it doesn't piss you off that someone who doesn't put money into the game, who already paid, let's say, $80 to get a collector's edition, to get like the early cards, or like, for early cards and whatever DLC they give you. Don't you feel like it's a slap in the face for yourself that someone is paying to basically outbeat you? That doesn't piss you off at all?
Yeah, it's aggravating. Of course, it's aggravating, but a lot of games are pay to win now. Like most of the online games I played on PC were all pay to win, and you know what? I still whip their ass. Like, you don't have to put all that money in just to get a little boost in the game. I mean, if you got to do that, then that really talks on how shitty of a player you are. But it's aggravating, and I don't think it's fair. But people are just cheap little bitches.
Yeah, I think it'll ruin gaming, in my opinion. I understand microtransactions for games like on phones and whatever, like those Clash of Clans games or whatever, like whatever. Who gives a shit about that? Or like, all those games on mobile. Like, who cares? Like, it's fine. A lot of companies have been doing that, but for games like this where it'll give you a competitive edge, I honestly think it's bullshit. I mean, I disagree with it with Madden. I know Madden's been doing it for a long time. And I got rid of Madden for that sure fact, because I paid maybe once to get a pack because I needed a quarterback for my team, or else I kept getting smashed online. It was getting agitating because I was playing guys that were putting hundreds and $200 into a game, and I also seen videos on people who paid $200, put into $200 into the game, and they didn't even really get that many good cards. Now it's like, Jesus, like, how greedy are companies that they have to do that? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, I put some money into FIFA, Phantom, Ultimate Teams. Of course I put some money into it, and every time I did, I got shit. So
Yeah, like, isn't that a slap in the face? Like, they're like, all right, here's, pay $50 and you'll get these amount of credits. You get to open up these amount of packs, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna be opening up 15 packs, and out of those 15 packs, you might only get 2 or 3 players that are good. Like, what the? Like, wow, I just wasted $100 on shit.
no, I get that because shit that happened to me.
I mean, it happened to me too. I did it with Madden. I paid $20. I got maybe like 10 packs I got to open. Maybe out of those 10 packs, I got maybe 2 to 3 players that were worth it. And I was pissed off afterwards. I was like, wow, I really wasted my own money to get it, to get these extra players, and it was useless.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, things like that won't change. That'll never change. Good luck,
So
because they make too much money off of that for that to change.
the microtransactions in gaming, I understand for like, because Rainbow Six has them, but Rainbow Six has it for skins, like those different skins. If you don't want to do the grind, like what you do sometimes with the rat, like you play to certain operators, they get the charms and stuff like that. You could just get the R6 credits to get them.
Yeah, which
That's
I'm going to do for mute for that elite skin.
that's perfectly fine. I don't disagree with that. I disagree with the whole competitive edge on someone that has to be, like you said, people have to be little bitches to get a competitive edge, or like, I just think that's ridiculous. I think that will ruin. I think it'll ruin gaming. Now I don't know if you agree with me or disagree with me. I think it'll ruin gaming if most games go from microtransactions to pay to win. I think it's obnoxious. I mean, what happened with Evolve? Wasn't Evolve not pay to win, but didn't Evolve have a crap ton of microtransactions when it released and it
No,
completely destroyed the game?
uh, Arc never had any microtransactions.
No, I'm not Evolve. I'm talking about.
Oh, that stupid dinosaur game, or
Yeah, I'm talking
that?
about Evolve. Evolve. No, I'm talking about Arc. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Evolve.
yeah, the one with the 4v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. I played it a lot, but the thing is, it's not a PvP. Oh, I guess it is if you do the monster, but I mean, I guess when I played, it didn't really affect me much. I mean, it's still a team-based type of thing, so it really didn't bother me, even if there was microtransactions. But games like that, they don't bother me too much. It's just like games like Star Wars or uh, like FIFA maybe, maybe FIFA in a way. I guess
How
I
would you
don't
feel
know.
if Call of Duty did that? Like that's one of the big games. I mean, imagine if like Call of Duty, Activision said, "All right, we're gonna have microtransactions. You could purchase these loot boxes, and this is how you. That's how you could get your weapon attachments easier, rather than having to grind and get the certain amount of kills and level to get those attachments." Like, how would you feel if Call of Duty did something like that?
It's a good chance I wouldn't even buy it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a slap in the face for someone who's a competitive, doesn't mind the grind. Like I don't mind the grind. Like Destiny, I don't mind the grind. Um, Call of Duty, I don't mind the grind because to me that makes the game fun. I like to see if the other person on the other end matches my skill and doesn't have to pay an extra $20 just so he can beat me. Like, I think that's bullshit.
I agree.
And I just really hope that EA, who is just I think it's funny if you go look at the Metacritic and you look at the user rating. The last I looked, Star Wars Battlefront 2 user rating was a point 0.9. That is how bad, like, I mean, Gamers won in this, in my opinion. I mean, Gamers won. EA took it down. I mean, we did end up purchasing the game, but I mean, how many games do you have to make till you realize that you fucked up? With Battlefront 1, you fucked up. Battlefront 2, you clearly fucked up. So like what Star Wars game, like what can you do? Like how many times can you fuck up a Star Wars game? They canceled that Visceral project. So I mean, what is like should Disney step in and just say, "All right, remove the fuck EA, give it to somebody else?"
Well, a good question is, if they were to take away Star Wars from them, who would you want to see it take over production on it?
I mean, what other companies you have left? You have Ubisoft, you have Activision.
BioWare,
Activision, I definitely want to keep it away from.
BioWare.
BioWare's part of EA.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, there's really not the publishing companies. I mean, there's really not that many left. I mean, they
Yeah.
THQ went out. Uh, really not much left. I mean, imagine a big Star Wars would be too big of a project to be exclusive to somewhere. Now, I remember, back then we did have Star Wars games that were exclusive to, console. Knights of the Old Republic was exclusive to Xbox, and it was also released on PC, but it was never released in Sony. Um, I don't think they'll ever go back to that route, which I think would be, pretty awesome. I think the console wars would be pretty interesting again, but Star Wars too big of a project. I mean, too big of a name for it to be exclusive again. But I mean, it's hard. But I just think EA's fucked up on it too much, and I don't know.
Now the
I don't
question
know.
is, now EA has Anthem coming out. What happens if they make that into a pay to win?
Well, that's an RPG. That's BioWare.
But
That
it's also EA though.
Yeah. Well, my concern with that game is Mass Effect Andromeda was, man, they really fucked up on that franchise. So that would have to. But by looking at Anthem, it looks like they gave the B team Mass Effect and the A team of BioWare Anthem. So, but again, that's the one thing that worries me about Anthem is that I just hope that it doesn't flop. I mean, Mass Effect was still a good game, but the glitching issues, they took a lot of stuff out of it. Now Mass Effect's on hold. That's what worries me. This is a new IP.
Which
You
I'm
can't afford
very
to fuck
excited
up a new
for.
IP. Huh?
Which I am very excited for.
Yeah, Anthem looks awesome. I mean, you can't fuck up on a new IP. I mean, leave that to Ubisoft. Let them
Oh,
fuck up.
why don't you give Star Wars to Blizzard? There you go.
Yeah, that would be. I wouldn't hate on that. But the
Uh,
only problem with that is that Star Wars would take about 10 years before it would come out.
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a good Blizzard FTPS FPS besides an Overwatch type of play.
Yeah. Or I mean, I want to. You know what? Enough with the fuck ups on Battlefront. Just give us back another story mode Star Wars game,
Yeah,
which I thought
I
we
want
were
the
gonna get with the
original
Visceral
ones.
project. Visceral was working on one, but that one got canned.
Like
So
the Battlefront series, like that's what I was hoping for.
yeah, man, everyone was, man. From when that was first announced at E3, everyone went insane. Battlefront was back. Everyone was anticipating we were going to get that old school Battlefront game again. But, we'll talk about it again real quick. We got a $60 half game.
Well, I paid
Then,
$100, but
oh yeah, or you paid $100 for a half a game.
that I barely played.
Yeah. Then we paid $80 for a pay to win game, which was fixed by the time we got it, but it was still like, come on now, like how many, like enough now. And then we were gonna get a visceral story, like again story mode game. That one got canned, and the rumor that was gonna be a type of Republic Commando type of Star Wars game. I don't know if you ever remember playing that game. That game was like a Rainbow Six Siege Star Wars.
I do.
It was squad based. It was awesome, but that game got canned. So I mean, I don't know what EA is doing with Star Wars anymore. I honestly think they're welcome for Star Wars. If they announce another Star Wars game, I think the name will get people excited, but with their track record, I don't think people would be
Well,
that
if it's
excited.
yeah, exactly. If it's EA, I'm gonna be fishy at this point. I'm gonna really hold my weight on that game. But if they're ever deciding to bring it to a new developer, I don't know what the contract is looking with like EA, how long they have left on developments. But if they bring it to another developer, that's good. I'll be happy to see it. I don't know which one, but which developer it could be to. Ubisoft? I don't know. Ubisoft isn't really the greatest when it comes to servers, so we might not be able to play for a few months.
Yeah. So after this debacle, what do you like? Even Disney CEO had to call EA CEO like even he had to step in like with the concerns. So like after this debacle with the last two Star Wars games, Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, do you want them to just hit the reset button, maybe make a story mode Star Wars game and just say enough with these multiplayer ones because they fucked up twice? So what do you think? Do you want to just and then they just canceled the story mode one with the Visceral project. So like what do you think? What's your prediction with the future of Star Wars?
Just give me a Battlefront 3 original series.
I don't want no part of Battlefront. I disagree with you. I don't want
No,
no
not
more
this.
battle.
The old Battlefront. Not this Battlefront, but the old one, the story mode
Uh,
Battlefront.
I'm done. I don't want any more Battlefront games from. I don't want nothing. No more Battlefront games. It's over with. Go back to making Battlefield. Make a strong. Have BioWare do a Star Wars story mode. Have one of your other teams do a story mode Star Wars game, because this one was even 4 hours. I mean, they put in a story mode. It's 4 hours long, and I know they're trying to put a Band-Aid on the wound here by saying, "Oh, we're giving you free DLC, blah blah blah." But come on now, fuck it. I'm done with
Yeah, that's free
Battlefront.
DLC though, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean that's cool, but I mean, enough. Let's get a story mode now. Enough. It's just too much now. With these microtransactions, I didn't ask you, but do you think that if anyone else jumps suit with the whole pay to win motto, like with multiplayer games like this, like Star Wars, do you think this will ruin gaming?
Well, obviously it would. I mean, no one wants to play a pay-to-win game except the people who suck at gaming. They're the only people who want pay to win. So, as a competitor, I want to be able to grind out just as much as everyone else is, have everyone on the same page, everyone work just as hard as each other to get to what we deserve, you know? So, I don't want to be paying out of pocket to compete against someone else who sucks.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. Like you and I buy collector's editions digitally, so we get the extra DLC and whatnot. So you look at this. If let's say we were pay to win players, we paid $80 for Star Wars, and then we're gonna sit there and pay another $100, maybe more. Like we're literally putting into the game to get a competitive advantage, and we're not even ESL players. Like how ridiculous does that sound?
Something I wouldn't do. I
Like
don't
you
want to
know what
be
I'm
paid to
saying?
win. Yeah, but no, I understand what you're saying.
Like I don't know if ESL players and if they do that type of stuff, but I know there's some YouTube players that play FIFA and Madden that obviously they get paid, so they pay an NBA 2K, like they pay to get their guys upgraded, to get their teams upgraded, so they already have like super teams or like super guys already. Because
Well,
I mean,
mostly people like that, like MLGs or ESLs, their sponsors pay for all that, so they're not really paying shit. So
yeah, I mean I can't believe like this has gone as far as it did. I mean, you would, you like I said, you would thought EA fixed this game, but no. And they didn't even they hid it from everybody. They didn't even talk about it. They were sneaky about it. I think that's what another was a big slap in the face. They were very sneaky about it. Like they didn't really mention anything about it.
well, they were
They kind of
smart because they know what the backlash they could have got, but
yeah, well,
it came out harder.
yeah, the backlash was big, very big. And now to the point where apparently, like told you before, people are now talking about in FIFA when you just said that shit's been going on for years.
Yeah, it's no difference. It's been the same price and everything. People are just being little bitches now.
Yeah, I mean, again, hopefully in the near future, the next Star Wars game is just a straight story-based Star Wars game. Maybe an RPG. Maybe we'll get an RPG Star Wars game. Maybe we'll just get like a Republic Commando Star Wars game. Maybe we'll just get something like that, because obviously EA can't seem to make a multiplayer-based Star Wars game at all. They failed twice already. So God forbid we can't have this go a third time now. We look at all the other Star Wars game in the past. Not a lot of them were great, but there were some great ones. So, here's to the future of Star Wars, and also here's to the future of hopefully no microtransactions for pay to win. Like I said, microtransactions are fine for skins. I know Call of Duty does it, Rainbow Six does it, whatever. That's no big deal. I have no problem with that. But pay to win microtransactions, hopefully EA and all these other publishers learn from EA's mistake and don't follow suit with that.
I know. I know.
Because even a lot of the companies that review the game bash the game for that. So, moving on. I mean, Dan, what's your final thought on that as we end the discussion?
For Star Wars,
Or just in general, the microtransactions for pay to win and everything. What's your final thought?
So I'm doing it. I wanna be legit. Everyone. If you have to pay, if you have to pay to get items, to get levels, to get whatever, like, besides skins, then you shouldn't be playing a game that you suck at. Just play like a regular person. No need to half-ass your job. So if it's pay to win, I don't really deal too much with.
All right. That was good. Should do that definitely more often. That was our first time ever doing that segment. Haven't named the segment yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. But that's our discussion topic. We'll be doing that each podcast. We'll have a nice little verbal debate. As we saw, Dan and I didn't agree on everything. So moving on, the year's coming to a close, and we are going to have once again our annual video game awards, and we are here again. Our 2016 was a big success, and we're looking for hopefully our 2017 video game awards to be a big success as well. We were doing the giveaway as well, so if you voted, that automatically enters you in the giveaway. And let's begin our 2017 video game awards in our mom's basement. As Headshot Dan gets ready to bring it up, Dan, are you excited? Last year was a big success. Are you excited for this year?
1 second. Let me just move this. Where's that frame?
Let's go from the bottom to the top.
This is not in order, so.
Oh, it's not in order? Okay, perfect then. I thought it would be in order. Okay. So let's go down to our first nominations. Again, we're not revealing the winners this week. We will be revealing the winners very soon in our next podcast. But let's go down. Let's scroll down to our first topic.
Just trying. Let's see. All right, we got our best. Oh, it's not updating. 1 second. 1 second. Where's that stupid window at? I got so many things open in this. It's like it's crazy. Social. No. 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 Oops. Oh, yep, that's it right there. Okay, get rid of that. Go back to this. And this should do the trick. Okay. Okay, no, that did not do the trick. Why can I scroll? How's going on? It's not letting me do anything.
Oh.
1 second. 1 second. Browser source. No, not that. Delete that. My bad. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice. I don't think this is gonna work.
How would you get it up last time?
Oh, there we go. Never mind. I figured it out. Not exactly the way I want it, but it looks a little hard to see. Can you see that? It's a little hard to see.
A little bit. You might have to. It's a little hard to see. What do you want? Best RPG? I'll just go to the dock and.
Yeah, I want best RPG. Yeah, start reading. Yeah, I'm on best RPG right now.
Alright, so let me go to the dock so I could forget that. Best RPG. Whoops. Oh crap. All right. Our best RPG nominations are. Did you get the pitch up? You got rid of it.
Let's come back up. Go ahead. You can continue.
Our best RPG nominations are South Park: The Fractured Butthole, Nier Automata, if I pronounced that right. I don't know if I did or not. Persona 5, Divinity: Original Sin 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That is our nominations for the best RPG. Headshot Dan.
See.
What do you think? What do you think? Who do you predict the winner is going to be on best RPG?
South Park, for sure.
South Park was fantastic. South Park was a lot of fun.
I love that game. I beat it a lot faster than I did the other one, for sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, same here, and I felt the ending was very abrupt at the end. Like it just ended.
Like I was like, oh, the game's over. I thought like, I liked Fractured Butthole, but I did like Stick of Truth more, for the sheer fact that I just felt that Stick of Truth didn't have like an abrupt ending. You knew when the game was over. Fractured Butthole was just kind of like, oh, the game's over, and I was just like, oh, okay, I guess the game's over. So, all right, I suppose.
All right, this is how
What do,
I'm
what, do,
gonna do it.
what did you think of the ending?
What do you think of the frame like that? I'm gonna do it like that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a
All
big
right.
deal.
So the ending, if I remember correctly, I don't want to do any spoils. Okay, I remember the mayor. I thought it was funny, but I didn't think it was the best ending. But I mean, overall, like I don't think it was the worst ending. So I mean, they could have definitely done things done a little bit differently, but I still found it pretty good.
And ironically, on this list, South Park's the only Western RPG on this list. Every other one is a JRPG. So JRPGs were very strong in 2017 this year. Honorable mention: Shadow of War. Dan, have you tried it yet?
Uh, what category are you on?
No, I'm just saying honorable mention. That's all I'm saying. It's not
Oh,
on.
so
I'm just saying
yeah.
an honorable mention.
Shadow of War. Yeah, I've been playing that, and I like it a lot, especially in 4K. It looks beautiful in 4K, but they did things a lot differently with like items and skills and whatnot. So it's really good. I'm
Are
right
there's
now. I'm in the second world.
microtransactions in that game?
If there is, I haven't bought it, and plus it's a PVE, so don't matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that doesn't matter. That's not a big. That I don't big care either. What's our next category?
Worst game of 2017.
Man, you know what? This year wasn't that bad of worst games. I think last year had pretty bad games. If you remember, you played one of them. Um, what was it?
We talk about
Homefront.
Homefront.
Homefront. Mighty Number Nine was on there. So I mean, this year wasn't that bad for bad games. But the worst game: Double Dragon 4, Super Bomberman R, 1-2 Switch, Deformers, and Old Time Hockey. So I mean, a lot of these games are more of indie titles, as far as like Double Dragon, Deformers, and Old Time Hockey. It's more of indie games, except for 1-2 Switch and Bomberman. So I mean, I'm not. It's not bad this list for like worst games compared to last year, don't you think? Because last year was pretty high up with games that were pretty bad.
Yeah, the list that we have here, I barely know any of these games. I mean, obviously I know 1-2 Switch and Bomberman, but the rest of them I don't know about or heard of. So I guess this
Double
can't
Dra-
be that bad.
Double Dragon was actually a games on like old school consoles like Sega Genesis and older games. And apparently they were really good games, but this one was a complete flop. Um, Honorable mention on this list: Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. That was, it's only really upsetted because they didn't have co-op play
Yeah.
online. I think that was like the biggest nail in the wall.
And the reason why I feel that Bomberman hasn't had dignity, it's been such a bad game for such a long time. And what a shame for Bomberman. It used to be such a fun game, and it just hasn't
Used to
gotten.
love Bomberman.
Oh man, it's gotten worse and worse. And then you have 1-2 Switch, and a lot of people felt that Nintendo, with its launch of the Wii and the Wii U, with its family-friendly games, they thought that the Switch was going to have a good one, but surely they were sadly mistaken with 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, it's
And
unfortunate because it looked awesome. I wanted to buy it. It's a good thing I didn't buy it because I
yeah,
guess I didn't really.
$60, you would have
Yeah,
fucking.
$60 I think was a little steep for that kind of a game, but I mean it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I never played it yet, but I mean it looked pretty cool. I do want to do that little shootout. Shootout looks fun.
Yeah, but you'll probably get bored after like 5 minutes. You're like, all right, I'm done. What do we got next?
Okay, most anticipated game.
Oof. So most anticipated games. Now we're thinking all these games are coming out next year, hopefully, but most of them have been like announced for next year. Last of Us 2, that we don't know yet. That could be 2019. We don't know yet. Days Gone, hopefully that's next year. Red Dead Redemption 2 is spring of 2018. Detroit,
Anthem.
Detroit, the honorable mention Anthem. Detroit Become Human, and Marvel's Spider-Man.
Actually, let's say
Sorry, Dan.
two honorables, okay? Because I'm
Who
I'm
else?
really looking forward to Anthem, and I'm really looking forward to that new game, A Way Out.
I didn't see that.
That's coming out next year.
Oh, the co-op game. You talking about the
The
co-op
co-op
game?
game with the prison,
Okay,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that game does look good.
that looks amazing. So that could be on that list. But as far as this list goes, oh my goodness, dude, I really
Look out
want
for
to.
the co-stream.
Fuck, dude, there's so many good games coming out next year. Like Last of Us One, amazing.
Yeah, you got to
Days
pick up that
Gone,
PlayStation Pro, man.
I'm going to be picking up a PlayStation. You better believe that. Because Days Gone, a lot of these are PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, Days Gone, Last of Us, Detroit Become. There's only one that's not. I mean, PlayStation has a big anticipation of exclusives. Like they really built around all these, next year. Now, I know we were disappointed with E3 this year because we were expecting a lot of these holiday releases, but PlayStation's building next year. So, Last of Us 2, we don't know if that's coming out next year though. That hasn't fully been announced yet, but there was a new trailer that dropped, which they showed off a new character and Last of Us. Oh my God!
Well,
And
it's saying it's supposed to be 2018, but we know how things tend to get pushed back.
correct. Yep.
So who knows? I know that's they're doing a panel on the 9th, the PSX.
Yes, PSX is coming
So
out soon,
we'll
so we're gonna
see.
know more about these
So we'll
games.
see if they have news about that. But as far as these games go, I'm really looking forward to. It's hard to say, but I'm gonna say I'm really looking forward to Red Dead Redemption
I mean,
and Spider-Man.
Red Dead. Mostly everyone's been looking forward to the new Red Dead Redemption. Anytime a Rockstar game comes out, the next day I feel like everyone's like, "All right, when's the next one?" Like,
I mean, they
like
waited. I think they waited too long for Red Dead Redemption. I think it should have came out way sooner. But
yeah, we haven't had Red Dead for 8 years. 2010 was the last release.
so I'm really really excited to play that. Like I do want to I do want to do I do want to rebeat the other one because I do have the other one. I already bought it, so I really want to rebeat that again before this one comes out. But I'm super fucking excited.
Spider-Man looks awesome too. What do you think of the suit in the Spider-Man? Because they changed up the suit, and it's also a PlayStation exclusive, which is crazy. And Insomniac is actually making this game. So what do you think of the suit?
I think the suit looks sick as hell. Uh, it reminds me of like the old style suit, but with obviously with a bigger spider on it. But I think it looks pretty badass. So
And then the other games too, Detroit Become Human. If you've played a lot of the games like Heavy Rain, Indigo Prophecy, there was the other one that came out too. Forgetting the name, but Detroit Become Human looks fantastic. Have you seen any videos on those? Because this game
yes, I
looks,
have.
oh my goodness, the amount of choices you could make, like it looks awesome. I loved all these games. Heavy Rain was awesome. Indigo Prophecy was also very good. I always love these games by David Cage, so I'm really looking forward to Detroit Become Human and Days Gone. I mean, another looks like another open world, the zombie survival game. I mean, that look, and you see all the amount of zombies on the screen. What do you think of that?
From all the trailers I watched, my goodness, it looks crazy. It looks like it's definitely one of those hardcore survivals. And I want to know how it's gonna compare to like what was that zombie game on Xbox that came out with the Xbox originally? Can't remember. Oh,
Dead Rising,
Dead Light. I think no,
Dead Rising,
no, not Dead Rising.
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Is it gonna be like
Because
a Dying Light type of style play? Are we
it
gonna be
is
able to
really
craft
interesting that
weapons?
it's interesting that you said that because I looked at some gameplay videos and there was one of them where it was like if you decided to go out during the day rather than go out at night. So there actually is some different consequences if you go out different times of day. But my vote, I mean, I'm anticipating all these games. 2018 looks like it's going to be a very, very huge year for gaming,
Yeah.
and we haven't had a huge year, in my opinion, like this since 2011.
So
So
I know that Insomniac said something about the spider on Spider-Man's chest. That's the reason why it's so big. It has a purpose on why it's so big, and that it's gonna apparently be explained during the story, which is kind of interesting. I would like to know why it's so big and white, of course.
And that's our anticipated game. Let's go to the next category.
Best remastered slash ported.
Okay. That's remastered. Let me go down to the. So we
Ari,
have Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. We have LA Noir, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, StarCraft Remastered, and Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix. Okay. So we're both playing LA Noir. I'm loving playing through this game again. Crash Bandicoot I also haven't played. It is fun and annoying at the same time because they made the game a lot harder than I remember
no,
on
you
the
know what?
original
I
games.
think I think it was when we were younger, it was so much more easier. But now that we're older, it has a different
No,
feel to it now. Like I
no,
doubt that they increased the level
they
difficulty.
did. They did. The developers said it that they increased the difficulty of the levels.
Oh, I,
You
oh,
have the timing of the jumps is a lot different. Like if you go back and you play the original, the timing of the jumps is a lot different. So they did increase the difficulty on these with
okay,
the timing and everything.
interesting. Okay, didn't know that. That's an Xbox controller, yes.
LA Noir playing it. How do you like playing LA Noir over again? I love it.
I
It's
like it.
awesome.
I haven't played in a little while, but I just got the Homicide, so I definitely want to finish that game because I think there's only like what 4 or 5 different departments you go to. I think
Well, it's a lot. The game's a lot longer now because there's all the DLCs in there. So the
yeah,
game is going to be a lot longer than originally was because the DLC's in there now.
yeah. There was a couple of missions in there that I didn't recognize. Is there some in the middle? Or
So for Traffic, there was about two DLC cases that you probably don't recognize. On Homicide, there isn't any. Vice, I think there's two DLC missions, and Arson, I think there's also one or two. So there's a lot more missions now.
okay, that's interesting because yeah, I played a couple of missions that I wasn't recognized by. I was like, oh shit, okay. I don't remember this. Maybe it's just been a while because I didn't play the DLCs back in the day.
What about StarCraft? I know you're a big StarCraft guy.
Well, I'm disappointed to be honest because I didn't want a StarCraft remastered. I want a Diablo
No?
remastered. So they
I
fucked
thought you
up.
liked StarCraft.
No, I'm more of a Diablo person. You know, I have StarCraft original, so why would I want a remastered? I don't give a shit. I want a Diablo 2 remastered right now in my goddamn hands.
Maybe one day. And then also Bulletstorm. I played the original Bulletstorm. I didn't pick up the new one because I didn't feel like paying $50 for basically, the difference with LA Noir is that they have all the DLC and it was only $40. Bulletstorm was $50 and it just had what's his name from that freaking game, the guy with the cigar, the blonde hair, Duke Nukem
Duke
as a
Nukem.
playable character. So I was like, "Oh, cool." I didn't really care.
I love Duke Nukem. You don't like Duke Nukem?
No.
Okay, guys, Drew Bubblegum.
My goodness. What would be your pick though? Probably would you pick LA?
Of course, LA Noir, of course.
Let's go on to the next topic.
My name's Duke Nukem.
Oh
Best
my
supported
God.
game.
Best supported game. Oh, we know where we're leaning on this.
That's a tough one, actually.
That was a tough one for you.
I mean, I am leaning towards what I'm going to lean towards,
Yeah.
but it's there's really two games here that really been supported really well.
Let's go down the list. So we have GTA Online, which they're still supporting, and they're still supporting. Um, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, Warframe, and Destiny 2. Destiny 2, of course, are going to be rolling out DLC and everything.
Yawn.
So, what do you think, Headshot Dan? What are you leaning towards?
Well, I will say that Grand Theft Auto is definitely probably one of the greatest supported games, just because on how long it's been out, and it's still rolling out content monthly, basically. This game came out 2013, and it's still rolling out content like crazy. I know we want to see more heists, so take recognize Rockstar because we want some more heists. We got Overwatch that is really good with supporting. You got new characters. I mean, it did just come out last year, so it's definitely you can definitely see some support throughout the next few years. But I think Rainbow Six is probably on my list just because I think they pop out a
Three
little bit
years.
more. Yeah, it came out 2015, so it's almost 2 years, right? Almost 2 years.
It's been December came out December, so it's almost been two
Yeah,
years. They
that's
just announced. We talked about at the top of the hour. They
so
just announced year three.
so basically Rainbow Six is definitely it's still popping out characters, every couple months. So that's definitely really good with content support. But GTA's that's impressive, man. That's a long time to be supporting a game, a long
Yeah,
time,
2013.
and it still has millions of players, and it's still selling millions of copies. So that's a hard one, but I went with Rainbow Six on this.
Yeah, I mean Warframe also came out. Didn't that come out about
Well, the thing about Warframe, I mean, Warframe just came to Xbox, but it's been out on PC since
and it had a
2013.
rough start. They didn't have like a really rough start, and then it
'Cause
started picking up.
I played it when it first came out on PC. I didn't like it too much, uh, but I think it's definitely has improved over the years for sure. I mean, now it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation now, but the main platform for them is still the PC. But they're still doing good. They still got content boosting. So they're another game that has their content still rolling out nice and easily. I think they just released a new DLC, from what I believe.
It's crazy how like games that like you see sequels come out. A lot of sequels come out, but then you have these games on this list here that are still supported, like GTA 2013, Rainbow Six 2015, Overwatch is probably going to be supported and beyond. Um, Destiny 2, Destiny 1 was supported heavily. Destiny 2, I'm sure, is going to be supported the same way. So I went with Rainbow Six with this one too,
Yeah,
just because we play it pretty much almost every day.
or over 100 hours speak.
Yeah. Okay, well, on to the next.
Best racing game.
Best racing. Where is well, I mean, a lot more racing games this year than compared to last year. We have Forza Motorsport 7, Gran Turismo Sport, Need for Speed Payback, F1 2017, and Project Cars 2. A lot of these were highly rated, except for Need for Speed Payback. Was very disappointed, and again, they still can't nail a freaking Need for Speed game already. But I mean, I picked Forza. I mean, I'm more of a Horizon guy, but I did play Motorsport a little bit. I enjoy it, but I'm more of the open world street racer. But I was really disappointed in Need for Speed. I heard a lot of good things about F1. I know a lot of PlayStation fans were happy but disappointed at the same time with Gran Turismo with the lack of cars. And I heard Project Cars was very underrated. So I went with Forza on this one.
Yeah, I did too. I was a pretty big Gran Turismo fan way back in the day,
Yes, I PlayStation 2 days.
and I played Payback Trial. Uh, didn't get into it too much. It had its fun moments, but I couldn't get into it. I went with Forza. I mean, Forza's always the better game on top, graphical wise, car wise, and just everything, customizations and everything. So,
Now, our next topic. This one's short. We barely played them.
best female voice.
All right, best female voice. We have Laura Bailey as Nadine Ross in Uncharted Lost Legacy, Claudia Black also in Uncharted, Ashley Birch as Alloy in Horizon, Joy Asmansky as Failsafe in Destiny 2, and Katie O'Hagan as Mia Winters in Resident Evil 7. So, Dan, you've played two out of the five, out of those two voices. Which one did you enjoy?
I did like Failsafe a lot. Her
Failsafe was
voice.
hilarious.
I did like Failsafe. Resident Evil, I don't remember too much of
That was a
Resident Evil.
crazy wife. Mia was his crazy wife.
Crazy Wife. Oh, was it?
One that
Oh,
hacked
shit.
the one that hacked your hand off.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably gonna go with Joy on this.
I loved the Uncharted series. I always loved Chloe Frazier ever since from um
Uncharted Lost Legacy, so I'm really excited. I voted for her. I've always loved her voice. I've always loved the way she played Chloe. Nadine was awesome as well. I did. Failsafe was hilarious. She always makes me laugh in Destiny 2. The way Mia was portrayed in Resident Evil was fantastic, but I went with Chloe Frazier on this one, so she gets my vote on the best female voice.
What? All right, best handheld game.
Best handheld. Let's see what we got on there. You go there. Monster Hunter Stories, Metroid: Samus Returns, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, Fire Emblem Echoes, and Ever Oasis. Well, I'm still playing Animal Crossing, so I'm not playing any of these games. So I guess Metroid, Dan. I guess
I want Pokemon.
you want Pokemon.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta catch them all.
All right, let's keep that one short and sweet. Next category.
Best hardware.
This one's for you, my friend. I'll let you take this away. I'll let you run down the list. You're the hardware man.
Well, Xbox One, X, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 2DS XL, and a Super NES Classic. Mr.
I own
Richquit.
I own 2 out of the 4. Reason why the Super NES Classic, you get those games emulated. Dan, I'm still waiting on that. But anyway, the Classic was a good price point. It was $80. It came with all those great classic games. The 2DS XL is right here. Actually, it is really good. I do like it a lot. My games download really fast on here. It plays really well. And Dan and I both own a Nintendo Switch, which I love. I don't regret. Oh, I don't regret it at all. And Dan, how about you talk about the X? You have the Xbox One X.
Well, let's see. Nintendo Switch, great console. Love it. Beat Mario Odyssey in a day. Amen. The Super NES, I don't need to buy one. I still got one. I still got an original one. What the fuck am I gonna spend that money for? Come on, Eddie. I do want to get another 2DS. That's for sure. Because there's some games on there that aren't coming to Switch that I want to play. But my pick was Xbox One X, of course. It's a fucking power machine. The Ultra Beast 4K, beautiful, powerful console. And, it even looks gorgeous. A little heavier than, the original Xbox One, but still beautiful. So that was definitely my choice.
I actually voted the Switch. I think Nintendo did a great job with the Switch and beyond. I think they're going to do a lot of big things with the Switch. I think this was only an appetizer. We had a lot of good games. We had Zelda. I mean, I don't play it, but that was the kickoff. We had Mario Party, Splatoon 2, and then Mario Odyssey to end it. So I mean, the Switch, it's only an appetizer, and I think it's only going to grow. I think Nintendo's really going to do well with the Switch than rather what they did from the Wii U.
All right, I can respect that. Next category. Best indie.
Best indie. Well, good indie titles this year, definitely. Cuphead, Tacoma, Nidhogg 2, Night in the Woods, and Rime. I know where I'm leaning on this one. Cuphead was hard as fuck, but what do you think, Headshot?
Oh, Cuphead, 100%. I'm still in the last world. I just gotta beat it. But Cuphead is truly the best. The only one upsetting thing about Cuphead, again, no online co-op.
Yeah, that was really disappointing. That was one of the main reasons why I bought it. And then when I went to try to figure out how to invite you, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was the very upsetting part of it, but overall, it's still a fantastic game.
Yes, it was. Can't go wrong with that. Cuphead definitely on my list. Next one.
Best multiplayer.
All right. So no one gets confused because Dan clearly got confused when I came up with these categories. Best multiplayer, right? Or multiplayer. Okay. This is multiplayer. All right. Call of Duty, Star Wars,
I don't know why it's on there. Hopefully, they've probably gotten barely any votes. Players Unknown Battleground, Destiny 2, and Splatoon 2. So Dan, we got Players Unknown Battlegrounds coming up pretty soon on console. Destiny 2 we played. Splatoon I played a little. We played the beta, and Call of Duty we're still playing. Star Wars we're still playing. What's your leaning towards, Dan?
Uh, well, let's see. Call of Duty, good game, good game. Star Wars, good game, good game. Destiny 2, lost interest. Splatoon, never picked it up, but it was a lot of fun when I played the beta. I think for this one, I went to Battlegrounds, but
That game looks awesome.
yeah, I played on PC for a little bit, and the amount I did on the PC, dude, it's a lot of fun, you know. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, the controllers, how the control support's gonna work because there's so many different buttons you press while in game. It's gonna be a little bit hard, but I went with Players Unknown because that game is
Now that
sick.
game's either free for all, team based, right? There's two different
Yeah,
modes.
they have solos or duos or squads PvP. So, and it's
All
always
right.
it's 100 people battle. So,
I mean, Call of Duty's back to its roots, so their multiplayer's back being fun again. Destiny 2 is definitely a lot of fun, especially with the the I do like the Crucible and yeah, Star Wars. I mean, it has its moments of being fun, but it gets frustrating at times. But all good multiplayer games. Let's move on.
our best action adventure.
Best action adventure. Uncharted Lost Legacy,
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Origins, Legend of Zelda, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Mario Odyssey. All great games. I haven't played Assassin's Creed yet. I do have it. I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm just trying to finish LA. There's a lot of games we have to finish. Freaking Dan and I went crazy on the
I
Black
could tell
Friday.
you what game is not on your list.
What?
I could tell you what
Yeah,
game is
no,
not on the list.
no. But what I'm saying is like we both you and I went crazy on the Black Friday deal. So I bought Assassin's Creed. Uh, Freaking what else was bought? Wolfenstein, Shadow of War. Like we went nuts here. The games we got to be LA Noir. Like my God.
Yeah, so many.
But Assassin's Creed I heard is really good. I've played all of them, so I'm definitely gonna play Origins. There's no way I'm not gonna fly past that. Lost Legacy, even though Nathan Drake wasn't in it, still was a great game. I hear so many great things about Horizon Zero Dawn, um, and as well and Mario Odyssey was just fantastic. Headshot Dan should know we finished it in a day.
Yeah, I really really liked Assassin's Creed. I didn't get into the other Assassin's Creed much, but this one is a lot different compared to the other Assassin's Creed, and this one is freaking awesome, man. It is so good. Zelda's fun, definitely fun, but it's a game I couldn't see myself really putting that many hours into, so I really didn't continue much with the Zelda. Horizon Zero Dawn when I played at No Show's house. For the short amount of time I played, that game was pretty good. It looked fucking beautiful. That game was a beautiful looking game. But it was pretty fun. That's when I do get my PlayStation. My stepdad has it, so I'm gonna. What do you like? Are you raising your eyebrows at me, or are you just raising your eyebrows in
No,
general?
my eyes bother me sometimes. That's why I
Uh,
do.
so I'm definitely gonna get Horizon when I get the PlayStation. And Mario was really fun. I gotta say, really fun, but too short. Too short. Uh,
Well, that's because you didn't take any breaks.
and I think I went with Assassin's. No, I think I went with Mario actually. I think I went with Mario on this.
I want one Uncharted.
Of course, did. You're biased.
Let's move on.
Best male antagonist.
Oh, best male antagonist. Okay. So best male antagonist, we have Bowser in Super Mario. We have Ganon in Legend of Zelda. We have Jack Baker in Resident Evil. Asav in Uncharted, and Brainiac in Injustice 2. Um, Jack Baker was a fucking freak, and the amount of jump scares that guy caused me in Resident Evil 7 was ridiculous. Bowser's always Bowser and Mario. He was a good boss. Asav was a good antagonist, definitely a formidable foe in Uncharted. And as far as Brainiac was sadistic in Injustice. Headshot Dan, who like, I think I voted Jack Baker. I think
That's actually who I voted for. It was Jack Baker.
he was sick in Resident Evil, very
Yeah,
sick.
he was. I think I rage quit on that board because of him. You know, the one with the fucking car. I
Oh
couldn't figure out
yeah,
how to get in the
yeah,
car.
yeah.
The goddamn keys were there the whole
And
time.
he freaking with the shovel, that poor cop.
But yeah, I think I voted him. Fucking great.
They were sick. I mean, we have a lot of good villains this year, especially on the male side. Let's move on.
Best Xbox One exclusive.
There really wasn't, this one was tough because there barely really was any, as opposed to last year. There was Cuphead, Forza Motorsport, Halo Wars 2, Everspace, and Tacoma. I mean, really surprising because you look at Xbox is known for their big. I mean, Crackdown was supposed to come out this year. It was pushed back again. Xbox is really known for their big holiday exclusives, and there really wasn't much this year. I
Yeah,
picked Cuphead.
I'm not sure how Everspace made it on there because it is going to PlayStation 4.
Again, it was a tough. I mean, what do you want me to do?
But I went with Cuphead on this.
Huh?
I went
You
with
went
Cuphead.
with Yeah, I also did. I'm having Dorito for that.
Yeah, how about those mystery Oreos though?
Good.
Best PlayStation exclusive.
This one had a little bit more. Horizon Zero Dawn, Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, Noah, which came out of nowhere. A lot of people jumped all that. A lot of that game was sold out for a while. That was like a Dead Island type game where it was like under the radar. And Near Automata. Um, I voted. I voted actually Horizon Zero Dawn on this one. I pay my respects. It was a great game. The reviews were really good. This was a tough choice because a lot of these games were all in the upper tier 9s, like the 8.5s. So there really weren't any 7s anywhere, mostly for these games. So this one was definitely a tough decision.
Yeah, I picked Crash Bandicoot. I didn't play any of these games, so I picked Crash Bandicoot. Well, yeah, roll up that bag of Doritos.
Let's move on.
All right, best co-op game.
All right. Um, so no one gets confused. Co-op is like me playing with Headshot Dan, like story mode or controller to controller, stuff like that. That has like story mode that has like story missions. Um, why can't I find it on the dock? Where are you? Oh, here it is. Destiny 2, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, Fortnite, Cuphead, and Divinity Original Sin 2. I voted Tom Clancy's Wildlands. I love playing co-op with you guys. It was the only missions that were annoying were the missions where we couldn't get caught, and that happened very often. But other than that, it was definitely a fun experience. Destiny 2 playing co-op is always fantastic as well. Joining in with your buddies, doing the missions together. Fortnite, I mean, you played Fortnite. How's the co-op on that?
It's really good. Fortnite's a lot of fun, regardless of what you think. Fortnite is a lot of fun, and it is very based on co-op play. So if you don't have a solid team, you are not going to make it or survive that level at all. So.
And
Yeah.
Cuphead is also, I know they make the game a lot harder if you're playing co-op too, so that's really interesting. But
Yeah,
what did you vote for? I went with Ghost Recon.
And unfortunately, we didn't get to experience Cuphead co-op because it's not online. But I went with Tom Clancy.
Okay. Next.
Best female pro protagonist.
Protagonist. We have Chloe Frazier of Uncharted, Nadine Ross of Uncharted, Alloy of Horizon, Supergirl in Injustice 2, and Samus in Metroid Samus Returns. We'll do this really quick. We talked about these characters already, except for like Supergirl. Supergirl actually switched sides. Did you finish Injustice, Dan, or no?
I ain't playing that shit. What the hell?
Oh, that's right. You don't like fighting games. My bad. I forgot. Supergirl actually switched sides. She was on more on Superman's side, and then she switched to Batman. She was actually pretty fun to play as in that game. It was a really good game. But I went with Chloe Frazier again. Chloe's been a fantastic character since Uncharted 2. Dan, did you put your input in this vote?
Yeah, I put Aloy. Alright, next. Best sports game.
That's what?
Sports.
You already know what you voted for. Best sports game: Madden 18, NBA, FIFA, WWE, and MLB The Show 17. All of them are good games. Actually, I like WWE this year. Thank you for showing me that I'm eating or whatever I'm doing.
You don't know what you're doing?
What?
Alright, I can't remember if I put FIFA or wrestling. I think I put wrestling.
Wow, over FIFA?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't even get to play the story mode yet, so I can't really vote on something I never played yet. You know, it's a shame. I don't exactly remember which one I voted for. I don't know. At the awards show, I'll let you guys know which one I voted for. I can't remember right now, but I think it was wrestling. Pretty sure it was wrestling. I think it was wrestling. Yeah.
I think mine was NBA. Actually,
NBA.
I enjoyed Madden. NBA was fun.
Why are you so low?
Am I low? Shouldn't be.
Hey, you sound a lot lower. Did you move your mic away because you're eating Doritos?
No. You hear?
I don't know. It just sounds lower for some reason.
Oh, well. I think I picked wrestling also. Or the NBA. It was one of them. I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Next topic.
Best multiplayer only.
All right, so the Headshot Dan got confused.
Yeah.
What I
'cause
mean by
it's fucking
multiplayer
weird.
only is I mean there's no story mode at all. It's just straight multiplayer. That is it.
But that's
Dan
false.
didn't like what?
Fortnite has a story.
We never said anything. Well, you didn't say anything. You could have switched it.
Now you're
Oh,
talking
well.
about Fortnite Battle Royale, or you talking about Fortnite?
I guess Battle Royale. All right. Well, Dan didn't like this one choice, but Friday the 13th is on there. Destiny 2, Fortnite Battle Royale. We just got to get that switched. For Honor
Can't
and
get that
Players
switched.
Unknown Battlegrounds. We talked about this before. I'm sure Players Unknown Battlegrounds is going to win because For Honor kind of flopped. Friday the 13th had a rough start. I know a lot of people are big on Fortnite Battle Royale. Destiny 2, I'm sure a lot of people are, of course, still big on. What did you lean towards, Headshot Dan?
I picked Battlegrounds. I think. Yeah, I think I picked Battlegrounds.
All right. Next.
Best FPS. Do, 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 do.
Best first-person shooters: Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2, Players Unknown Battlegrounds again. It's on this. It's on a lot of these nominations. Wolfenstein and Prey. What do you think, Headshot Dan, is your FPS?
Honestly, I don't remember what I put. It's either Call of Duty or Battlegrounds. It's one of those. Can't remember, to be honest. I don't know. I can't recall that right now.
Well, we do have Wolfenstein to play. Don't forget that. We played Destiny 2.
Yeah,
Call of
options
Duty
could change
definitely.
between now and then, so we'll see.
I think I put Call of Duty. I'm back. It's back, baby. Boots to ground.
All right, Call of Booby.
Um, moving on.
Best horror, survival horror.
All right. So this, excuse me. This was the year of survival horror games. Survival horror is back. I mean, this was a good year for survival horror games. Resident Evil 7, Evil Within 2, Outlast 2, Friday the 13th, and Little Nightmares, which was an indie title that was highly rated. But I voted Resident Evil. I mean, Resident Evil was back. They went back to roots. They just switched the perspective to first person, which was completely fine by me. I was a little skeptical at first, but it worked. I know Outlast has always been freaky. Evil Within 2 also was really good. Friday the 13th had a slow start, but it's a fun game now that everything works. And I know a lot of people were in love with Little Nightmares. Headshot Dan, what do you think?
I went with Resident Evil. Resident Evil. I didn't play Evil Within. I didn't play Outlast. I played number one, but not number two. Friday 13th is so I went with Resident Evil. On this beautiful list.
That was a good list. Next.
Best male voice.
My best male voice is Brian Bloom from Wolfenstein. He plays BJ Blazkowicz. Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman and Injustice. Jack Brand, who is the voice of Jack Baker in Resident Evil 7. Nathan Fillion, CAD 6 in Destiny 2. And Trey Parker, Eric Cartman in South Park. Those are our nominations for that. Next?
Next.
Yes.
Best male protagonist.
Best male protagonist. Dan, read the list. Danielson. Best male protagonist. Oh, we talked about before. BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein. Sebastian Castellanos in Evil Within 2. Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins. Mario in Super Mario. And, Link in Legend of Zelda. Dan, any good characters you like?
I know you voted for Link.
Absolutely, 100%.
But I picked Mario. Mario. Yeah, you're always eating. What are you eating now? You still eating Doritos?
Dan, this is PC. This is your territory. I'll let you take this one away. Yeah.
Best PC?
Best PC game. Isn't that next?
Yeah, but why do you sound so muffled now?
Sorry, I was eating.
What are you eating?
I was eating Doritos.
Still?
Yes.
Alright, best PC. Well, Rage Quit stuffs his face as many Doritos as he can. Of course, again, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, Wolfenstein 2, Destiny 2, Total War Warhammer 2, and XCOM 2. Wow, there's a lot of 2s in there. Quite a bit of 2s in there. Well, let's see. Battlegrounds, obviously, is probably the best PC game out because it has the most players. I'm not sure why Wolfenstein's on there because it's on every other console. Same with Destiny and XCOM. So I'm trying to wonder on that. Is this not supposed to be PC exclusive, or do you just random games within PC? I don't know.
PC exclusive.
Because none of these are exclusive, except Battlegrounds.
Yeah, they're just good, really good PC games on PC.
Okay, it's very it's still very muffled, and I can't hear what he's saying because he didn't read those.
Prey wasn't really that good on PC. It was on console.
Destiny 2 is blowing up on PC since it was the first Blizzard game that came externally. Game of the year.
Oh, we're already on that. Game of the year. Okay.
I don't know what's under this, but there's still more after this.
So we'll skip Game of the Year. We'll go back.
Thanks. Best Nintendo exclusive.
Best Nintendo exclusives, we have Zelda. I mean, a lot of good ones here. Zelda, Super Mario, Splatoon 2, Mario, and Mario and Rabbids. So three Mario games. And as far as Game of the Year, now you see how much Mario was involved in Nintendo this year of 2017. I wonder how much he'll be involved next year going forward. But Mario Odyssey was amazing. I haven't loved a Mario game like that, like a 3D Mario, since Mario 64. That's how much I love that game. That game was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I picked too. Mario Odyssey was fantastic. I thought it was gonna be shit, bro. I down talked that game so hard, so badly. I was like, yeah, that game looks like shit. It's gonna be shit.
You were sadly mistaken, Daniel.
It was really good though. Really good. I mean, I'm not as bad as Eddie, okay? So
Yeah, that's true.
let's jump on to the next one, and that is the best fighting game.
Best fighting game. A lot of fighters came out this year too, compared to last year. Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, Arms, Brawlout, and Tekken 7. You know what? I'm gonna wait for Marvel vs. Capcom to come out with Marvel Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, because I'm sure they're gonna do that with more characters. Um, Arms, I heard was really fun. Tekken 7, I heard was really good. Injustice 2 was fantastic. I went with Injustice 2. Brawlout, I heard was a very good indie title though.
Yeah, I haven't played any of these games. I think the closest game I played was like maybe Tekken, like the old Tekken games, like back in like like I don't know, maybe Xbox original or maybe Xbox 360. I think original. I think it was. I can't remember. So I don't know what I picked for this one, to be honest. I might have picked Tekken, even though I didn't play it. I don't know. I gotta go back and check that out. Anyways, we're at the best female program antagonist.
Best female antagonist, we have Irene Engel from Wolfenstein, Idine Verso from Star Wars, Evelyn in Resident Evil 7, Madame Brood in Super Mario, and Marguerite Baker in Resident Evil 7. Evelyn reminded me of the Ring Girl. I don't know if that brought back memories for you, Dan.
I guess I could see that.
And I voted for her. Evelyn was ridiculously freaky. Idine, I'm starting to get it. She's pretty cool in Star Wars, but Marguerite, it was between Marguerite and Resident Evil 7. And Madame Brood was cool. She had the chomp chomp.
Yeah, mine was between her or Ideen. I picked Ideen for this one. I don't know. I liked her story and Star Wars a lot. I enjoyed the story. So and she was a great part of the story. So, but I wouldn't spend 5,000 credits to unlock her for multiplayer though. She's not that good. But if you're ready, we can move on to the next.
Yes, sir. What's next?
Best family friendly games.
All right, best family friendly. Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Mario and Rabbids, Mario 8 Deluxe, and again Super Mario Odyssey, another game where there's another category where there's three Mario games. And I mean Sonic Mania was fantastic. It brought you back to the Sonic roots of old, which was great. But my pick was Odyssey.
I don't know how you play multiplayer or anything side by side with family members on that, but I picked Mario Kart. That's legit a family game because you can literally link up controllers and play with each other. So I picked Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was a lot of fun. Next.
Biggest disappointments.
Now, not to confuse anybody with this, these games aren't bad. They were just really disappointing. The hype was disappointing. Didn't live up to the hype.
Ugh.
Mass Effect Andromeda, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, Friday the 13th, Lawbreakers, and for honor, honorable mention,
Star Wars Battlefront 2. Mass Effect, it pains me, and now they're taking a break on the series. I mean, at launch, it was a glitching mess. They took out Renegade and Paragon, which made the game like your choices. Um, who was?
You were. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, it took a lot of stuff out, so it was very disappointing. It was still a good game, though. I did enjoy the story, but your choices didn't feel like it impacted anything. Ghost Recon, Headshot Dan knows it was very repetitive and tedious at times. Same thing with Friday the 13th, and when it launched. Oh my God, you could not play that game for how long was it? A month and a half?
Yeah, it's a while.
And then you had Lawbreakers, which joined an infatuated market, and Cliffy B said it was going to be a new billion-dollar franchise. Boy, was he wrong. I think the player count's like what, 2 on Steam? And for
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry, and for Honor, which was a new IP by Ubisoft, and we know how they are with new IPs, and that was a flop
I don't
as
know.
well.
Their Pro Series isn't that bad. They got their Pro Series. It's still kicking. I picked Ghost Recon. I played a little.
Paid me
I
to
played a
pick,
trial of Mass Effect. Wasn't a big fan.
it pained me to pick it, but I picked Mass Effect,
Yeah, of course you will. Piece of
and now the
shit.
series is on hold now.
Good.
Next,
Uh, okay. Let's all go back to the game of the year.
oh, we're at the game of the year already.
Yep. Already. Jesus, man.
Oh, we're on our final topic. Oh, geez, I didn't realize it. Our games of the year: Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Players Unknown Battlegrounds. Who knew? Horizon Zero Dawn and Assassin's Creed Origins. My game of the year for me. Who knows? My choice could change because I am picking up Players Unknown Battlegrounds. Is my pick as of right now is Super Mario Odyssey. I love the game from beginning all the way to the end. I love the linear open worlds. I love finding all the other secret moons that are around. It was just a great game, all in all. But also, I'm gonna be playing Assassin's Creed too. So again, my decision could change. Headshot Dan.
I feel like there's some games missing from this category. I feel like maybe Call of Duty should be in here,
No, Call of
and
Duty's never a game of the year.
it should be in a category as long as with Cuphead should be up in there. Maybe Shadow War, because those are highly rated games of the year, and I don't see those games in here. But I think I picked Mario Odyssey since there wasn't really much to pick from.
Poor Dan.
Yeah, I wasn't very impressed with this game of the year category, so I just went with it.
Well,
Oh.
well, that's our awards. We were gonna reveal the winners. Headshot Dan, is December 21st okay with you?
I don't know.
We would normally do the 14th, but the problem is the 14th is Star Wars Day. Star Wars Last Jedi comes out, and you and I are both going to see it.
Yes, sir.
So the 21st, we will reveal our 2017 Game Awards winners. We'll also bring back our discussion part of the show as well, because it worked out really well. Also, next month is Star Wars month for In Our Mom's Basement. So catch one of us streaming Star Wars. Either be Battlefront 2, Knights of the Old Republic. Maybe check us out streaming some older Star Wars game if Headshot Dan gets the emulator's working. Um, uh, um, I'm only kidding, Daniel.
I'll put them on your computer. So, fuck you.
So, Star Wars month. You excited for that headshot, Dan? Hopefully we do that, and since we didn't do the survival horror one.
Uh, yeah, I mean, fine with that. That sounds fun. I like Star Wars. Some good Star Wars games out there. Actually, there's a lot of good Star Wars games out there, so I'm not so upset by that. So,
Yeah.
Star Wars month. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, we will catch you next time. I am Rage Quit Pat.
Whoa!
That man is Headshot Dan over there.
Just ending it just like that.
How would you like to? How would you like to end it?
Well,
If if you have
uh,
stuff to add, you could always add, my friend.
oh, I was thinking. Oh yeah. If we get if you know as people complete this and every time you do you finish. Oh man, why are you making me read this right now?
Yeah,
Uh,
don't read it. Don't read that.
so,
Ignore it right now.
so, so basically, when you complete this survey, you automatically enter into a giveaway. So, that day you would have to be present and you have to be part of Discord in order to do it. But if you come to the stream, anytime we're streaming, you do exclamation giveaway. It'll give you all the instructions on how to do it. And when you do it, it'll tell you at the end after you submit it, it'll tell you how to join and do everything that you need to join in on that giveaway. Also, we're going to be doing a new segment that I talked to Rage Quit Pat recently about doing the viewers top 10 of Rainbow Six. So if you go to inarmodsbasement.com and submit your video, you'll be entered in a monthly giveaway for that as well. And I think that's about it as far as that goes. We got some exciting stuff coming for the website as well that I'm working on. But it's not gonna be done anytime soon now. But yeah, we got some shit in the works.
Also, don't forget to check us out. We're actually starting to play with viewers now, whether it be Rainbow Six, Star Wars, Call of Duty, WWE. So any game that's multiplayer, all you got to do is follow the channel, obviously be in the stream, and again, we're playing with viewers. It worked out the other day on Rainbow Six. So, well, what happened?
Well, I was reading that thing you said.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that after. But yeah, check us out where we stream reviewers, guys. So definitely jump in.
All right, yeah.
I'm
Thanks for watching.
I'm Rage Quit Pat. Thank you, guys.
Well, Headshot Dan, and I love you guys. Have a good night.